Remember sleepovers? Those magical nights filled with laughter, secrets, and the thrill of staying up past bedtime? Remember the whispers, the stories that made you shiver, the way the darkness seemed to come alive with every tale? One name always chilled us to the bone. Bloody Mary. The mere mention of her name could send a wave of fear through the room. She lurked in the shadows, waiting to be summoned. The idea that she could be called forth from the depths of the unknown was both terrifying and thrilling. We dared each other to say her name, 3 times in the dark, facing a mirror. It was a test of courage, a rite of passage. Our hearts pounded. What if she appeared? The anticipation was almost unbearable. A mix of fear and excitement that only childhood could conjure. The fear was delicious. We imagined her, a terrifying figure, reaching from the glass. Her presence felt so real, so close, her eyes full of rage, her hands dripping with blood. The image was seared into our minds, a nightmare we willingly embraced. Bloody Mary. Just saying her name sent shivers down our spines. It was a thrill we couldn't resist, a fear we sought out. But where did the legend come from? Who was Bloody Mary? The origins of the tale are shrouded in mystery, a blend of history and folklore. Some say she was Mary I of England, known as Bloody Mary for her persecution of Protestants. Her reign was marked by bloodshed and terror, a fitting origin for such a dark legend. Others believe the story has roots in ancient rituals and ceremonies where mirrors were seen as portals to the spirit world. Summoning spirits was a practice steeped in fear and reverence. The legend of Bloody Mary has been passed down through generations, evolving with each retelling. It's a story that taps into our deepest fears and our fascination with the unknown. Even today, the tale of Bloody Mary continues to captivate and terrify. It's a reminder of the power of stories and how they can shape our fears and our imaginations. And yet, despite the fear, there's a sense of camaraderie in these shared experiences. The laughter that follows a scare, the bonds formed in the dark, these are the moments that stay with us. As the night wears on, the fear fades, replaced by the warmth of friendship and the comfort of knowing we're not alone. The whispers in the dark become a cherished memory, a part of our childhood that we carry with us always. The ritual is simple, yet utterly terrifying. It begins with a seemingly innocent act. Go into a bathroom, a place where you feel safe, turn off the lights, plunging the room into darkness. Light a single candle, its flickering flame casting eerie shadows on the walls. Stare into the mirror, your own reflection barely visible in the dim light. Now speak her name 3 times. Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary. Don't look away, not even for a second. Some say you'll see her behind you, a ghostly figure, pale and vengeful, her presence sending chills down your spine. Others say she'll appear in the mirror itself, her bloody eyes staring back at you, filled with anger and sorrow. The stories vary, but the fear is always the same. Summoning Bloody Mary is a dangerous game, one that has been passed down through generations, whispered among friends at sleepovers, and dared in moments of reckless bravery. The legend of Bloody Mary has roots in folklore and history, with tales of a woman wronged, seeking vengeance from beyond the grave. Some believe she was a witch, others a victim of a tragic fate. Her story has evolved over time, but the essence remains unchanged. She is a symbol of fear, a test of courage, and a reminder of the unknown lurking in the shadows. Are you brave enough to play this game, to face the unknown and confront your deepest fears? The ritual may seem simple, but the consequences are anything but. Those who have dared to summon Bloody Mary often speak of sleepless nights, haunted by the image of her ghostly figure. Some say they feel her presence long after the ritual is over, a constant reminder of the danger they invited into their lives. So the question remains, will you take the risk? Will you light the candle, stare into the mirror and speak her name? Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary. The choice is yours, but remember, some games are better left unplayed. The story begins centuries ago in a small village. A woman named Mary Worth lived there. She was different, an outcast. The villagers shunned her. They called her a witch. They said she spoke to demons, that she had strange powers. Mary lived alone, feared and despised. She kept to herself, but the villagers' whispers followed her everywhere. They watched her. They suspected her. They were afraid of her. Then girls started to disappear. One by one they vanished. No trace, no explanation. Fear gripped the village. Who was taking the girls? Where were they going? The villagers whispered in the shadows. They pointed fingers at Mary Worth. They said she was responsible. They accused her of using dark magic, of stealing the girls away. Section 5. The Miller's Daughter. One foggy morning, the miller found his daughter by the river. The girl was terrified. She had been missing for days. She told a horrifying story. She said a woman had taken her, a woman who lived alone in the woods, a woman with cold eyes and a wicked smile. The villagers knew who she meant, Mary Worth. Section 6. The Accusation. A mob formed. Angry, fearful, they marched to Mary's cottage. They were determined to make her pay for what they believed she had done. They broke down her door, their faces twisted with rage. Mary Worth stood before them, calm and defiant. She denied everything. She pleaded her innocence. But the villagers wouldn't listen. They had already decided her fate. Section 7. The Curse of Mary Worth. They dragged her to the town square. They tied her to a stake. They piled wood at her feet. The flames roared, consuming Mary Worth in their fiery embrace. As the flames licked at her feet, Mary Worth uttered a curse. She swore she would have her revenge. She would return from the grave to haunt them, to make them pay for their ignorance, for their cruelty, for taking her life. Section 8. Bloody Mary in the Mirror. They say Mary's spirit remained trapped, bound to the mirror in her cottage, a terrifying figure forever marked by her fiery death. They say she seeks revenge to this day. That's when the ritual began. People dared to summon her, to look into the mirror and speak her name. Some say it's just a game. Others believe it's a portal, a way to contact the vengeful spirit of Mary Worth. Section 9. Dare to see her face. In the dead of night, when the world is silent and shadows dance on the walls, a legend stirs. A legend that has been whispered through generations. A tale that sends shivers down the spine of even the bravest souls. They say Bloody Mary appears in different ways. Her form is as elusive as the mist, ever-changing, ever-haunting. Some claim to have seen her emerge from the depths of a mirror, her eyes burning with an unearthly fire. Some see her as a young woman, beautiful but deadly. Her beauty is said to be mesmerizing, drawing you in with a gaze that promises both allure and doom. Her dress, old-fashioned and flowing, whispers of a time long past, yet her presence feels all too real. Others see her as a hag, her face twisted in a silent scream. Her eyes, hollow and filled with centuries of torment, seem to pierce through your very soul. The wrinkles on her face tell tales of sorrow and pain, each line a testament to her cursed existence. Some say she'll scratch your eyes out. Her hands with nails as sharp as daggers reach out from the darkness, ready to inflict her wrath. The mere thought of her touch sends chills down the spine, a reminder of the peril that awaits those who dare to summon her. Others say she'll drive you mad. Her presence is said to be so overwhelming, so terrifying, that it can shatter the mind. Those who have encountered her speak of a madness that consumes, a haunting that never fades. The bravest, or perhaps the most foolish, whisper of a different fate. They speak of a destiny far worse than physical harm or madness. They speak of an eternal bond, a fate intertwined with the spectral figure. They say Bloody Mary will claim your soul, trapping you with her in the mirror for eternity. Imagine being pulled into the cold, reflective surface, your screams echoing in a void where no one can hear, forever bound to the mirror, forever a prisoner of the legend. The question remains, do you dare to see her face? Section 10. The legend lives on. The legend of Bloody Mary has been passed down for generations. A chilling tale whispered in the dark. A warning to those who dare to tempt fate. So the next time you're alone in a dark room with a mirror, think twice before you call out her name. Remember the fate of Mary Worth. Remember the fear she inspires. Because Bloody Mary might be waiting, listening and watching.